Hello everyone, welcome back to this topic, that is MSK. I'm saying welcome back to this topic MSK because uh, I have already created two videos on the same topic, minimum shift key. This is the third one where I'm going to explain the transmitter and the receiver part of the minimum shift key. And as you can see over here, so this part is actually the transmitter part. This is the transmitter part where I have some product modulator, bandpass filter, some adders and multipliers again combined together. That's what I'm just showing. Later I will explain a receiver also. So some bit derivation is also there which I have included in this particular picture. So I'll explain with the diagram now. So in the MSK transmitter, just as you can see here, minimum shift keying output, the output given is given by S of t, that is S of t is equal to phi 1 of t multiplied by a1 of t plus phi 2 of t multiplied by a2 of t. That's what the general representation of any quadrature modulated signal actually. This is also a quadrature modulated signal, MSK, minimum shift key, because we have used some cos signal and sine signal over here as a carrier. Now, just look at this, how the signal is generated. Now, this is a cos signal, even the small correction is there. See this. So, this is cos 2 pi fct, just avoid this SS. Cos 2 pi fct is one of the signal, and the other signal is cos pi t by 2 tb. Two signals are given to the product modulator, first of all. This is cos pi t by 2 tb. It's not in the standard form, actually, the equation is, but basically, the signal is nothing but it is cos 2 pi t divided by 4 tb. So that 2 and 4, now 2 times it cancels. So it becomes cos of pi t by 2 tb. So basically it is cos of 2 pi t by 4 tb. That is the equation. So anyway, so short form they have written over here. Both signals are multiplied. The output, this output is, let us say, is equal to y of t. So that y of t is equal to this equation. So y of t is the output of the product modulator. So these two signals are multiplied. Now what is the frequency for fc here? What we have selected? Fc is equal to nc by 4 tb. This is the frequency what we have selected, where NC is the integer. Basically, it's an integer divided by 4 times TB, bit interval. And the frequency for this is 1 by 4 TB. As I told earlier, 1 by 4 TB and 2 pi into T by 1 by 4 TB, it will be 2 TB, right? In the denominator. That's what the two signals are. Now, when both are multiplied, I'll get a y of t. So, y of t is equal to cos 2 pi fct, cos 4 pi cos pi t by 2 TB. That is the product of the two signals. This can be written as cos of 2 pi fc is equal to nc by 4 tb into t multiplied by cos of 2 pi into 1 by 4 tb into t. So this written in the form of 1 by 4 tb over here. Now see, when the signals are, this is cos a and cos b, correct? So you apply just a trigonometric rule, cos a and cos b, what we get, this equation we will get. You can try that mathematical simple trigonometric application what you have to use there. Just cos of a plus cos of b, half of cos of a plus cos of b, that's what I'll get. Okay, now where this term I'll take it as nc plus 1 by 4 tb, I'll take it as f1. This is the first frequency in the minimum shift keying, f1, and second frequency I'll take it as here f2 is equal to nc minus 1 by 4 tb. So this component I'll take it as f2, this I'll take it as f1. My two frequencies, whatever I have to shift between in the MSK, I have to change the frequency as well as the phase, right? Okay, now the output of this product modulator is given to the bandpass filter here. Two narrow bandpass filters are actually used, and this particular filter allows only the F1 component. The F1 component is this particular component, and F2 component is this particular component. Say F1 is equal to NC plus 1 by 4 TB. That's what I have assumed. NC minus 1 by 4 TB is my F2. Okay, so what happens here in the bandpass filter? This particular component is passed by this bandpass filter, and this particular component is passed by the second bandpass filter. Fine. Now, just to cross check whether I have selected this F1 and F2 over here. That is FC here as NC by 4 TB, and this particular component as 1 by 4 TB. Whether these particular terms are satisfying my requirements or not. This is what I have to check. Now, what I'll do is I add F1 and F2, I divide by 2. I take an average of the two. What it should be? It should be equal to FC, right? According to my first video where I have showed F1 plus F2 by 2 should be equal to FC. If I subtract and divide by 2, the two frequencies, it should be equal to 1 by 2 TB. That is minimum shift keying, the third what it says. I'll come to that point. Now, I add and divide by 2. This particular term, I will add and divide by 2. Just, you can check this mathematically. It will be equal to NC by 4 TB. What is NC by 4 TB? It is equal to FC. So the average of the two frequencies are equal to FC. when I take a difference and divide by 2, what I'll get? I'll get a 1 by 2 TB. So F1 minus F2 is equal to 1 by 2 TB. That's what I'll get. So that 1 by 2 TB, the difference between the two frequencies, the two carriers which are orthogonal to each other, is actually minimum. That's what it says, right? Now, if I go back to this particular term here, if I have F1, NC by 4 TB is FC and plus 1 by 4 TB. That's what I have. So I can say that another way I can write the equation for F1 as FC plus 1 by 4 TB, where this FC is equal to NC by 4 TB plus 1 by 4 TB. Similarly, F2. Now, so I know what is the signal component present here. So this, what exactly the meaning of this is, my requirements are actually satisfied with the frequencies whatever I have selected. Now, I have this particular term over here, this particular term over here, right? So I use some adders. I'll get a phi 1 of t and phi 2 of t. That's what I'll get in the output of those adders. The basis functions. How I get? Let us check that. Now this signal and this signal are added. That means this signal and this signal are added. So I get the same equation. Y of t only here. Y of t should be equal to phi 1 of t, right? That's what. Okay, now what is phi 1 of t then? So phi 1 of t is equal to, it is this particular term and this term. That's what I have written over here, right? So this can be written as half of cos of 2 pi f1t plus half of cos of 2 pi f2t, where this is f1, this is f2. Again, I apply a trigonometric rule, that is, if I take a half common, it is cos A plus cos B, correct? So if I apply that cos A plus cos B rule, it is 2 cos A plus B by 2, cos A minus B by 2. So the same equation, this equation, I will write like this. It is half of 2 times, because this 2 cos something, 2 cos of 2 pi f1 plus f2 by 2, f1 minus f2 by 2. If I substitute f1 and f2, these two terms over here, I get NC by 4 TB again, because f1 plus f2 by 2 is equal to what? It is equal to NC by 4 TB. What is f1 minus f2 by 2? f1 minus f2 by 2 is 1 by 4 TB. That's what I substituted, right? So that means this phi 1 of t is equal to, I rearrange this equation. Yeah, this is NC by 4 TB, that is cos pi by 4 TB. This particular term is written over here, and this term is written something like this, because NC by 4 TB is equal to FC. So it is cos of 2 pi FCT. So this is your required first basis function. You can cross check again in my previous video. This is what I need to get. That's what I'm generating over here. So here in the second case, what I'm doing, I'm just, this signal and this signal are subtracted. That is, this component, that is minus of this component plus of this component. Is it right? Again, you apply the trigonometric rule and all those things, cos A, cos B, cos A minus cos B and all, you can apply. I will get the second basis function equal to this. That is phi 2 of t is equal to sine of pi by 2 TB into t sine 2 pi FCT. So I generate the basis functions. I multiply by a1 of t and a2 of t over here. What is a1 of t and a2 of t? This is nothing but it is the even function and the odd function. That is even part of my basis my message signal. So basically message signal, information signal, zeros and ones, and odd signals, odd numbered sequences, even numbered sequences should be separated, which I will show you in the next slide by using a waveform. So the odd sequence is multiplied by with this, and the even sequence is multiplied with the phi 2 of t. Both are combined together, I get a MSK signal. Okay, now this is the waveform representation of the MSK. So this is what the waveforms given in the actually textbook, the Simon Heikin. This is what I have done. May not be very clear, but I think I'll explain it so that you can understand it. See, I told this is a diagram what I have taken for a reference purpose. I said this is a even sequence, this is a odd sequence maybe. So I have a original sequence over here, similar to QPSK. This is the original information sequence. I represent this as a odd numbered sequence, even numbered sequence here. Say 1, 2, 3, something like that. My number is 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. That's what I have. The second one is odd sequence. That means the first, the third, the fifth, and seventh, and 7 bits are represented over here. This is the even sequence. Say M2 of t or A2 of t, whatever. That is this one. Second, fourth, sixth, and eighth. That's what I have represented. Second bit is 1. The fourth bit is 0. Sixth bit is again 1. Eighth bit is 1. So I represented in the polar format. Now I will choose the cos signal and the sine signal. Okay. Now the cos signal is given by cos 2 pi 4 TBT. That's what I have taken as there. Other one is a quadrature signal, that is sine 2 pi by 4 TB into t. That's what I have taken. And just look at this. Both the signals, this signal cos signal is present. This is 0 line, reference line. This is minus TB. This is TB, 2 TB, 3 TB, the bit intervals. Okay, this is minus TB. If you refer my, this is what I know. You can see over here. This is minus TB. This is 0 TB interval, 2 TB, 3 TB, like that. See, this cos signal is present available. The half. This is a half cosine pulse basically. This is basically a half sine pulse. As I told in my last video, the half cosine pulse is actually existing between minus TB to plus TB. The first basis function also you can say. Sine function, that is sine basis function, the second basis function, the quadrature carrier, is present between 0 to 2 TB. It's a half sine pulse. Just look at this. This is a half pulse, half cycle between the interval 0 to TB. This is between minus TB to plus TB. Fine. So that's what I have represented over here. That's what I have taken. It should be like that only. Now I take two carriers also. One is the cos 2 pi f1t. This is cos 2 pi f2t. Sorry, sine 2 pi fct. The two carriers, cos 2 pi fct and sine 2 pi fct. So the cos signal, if you refer from this particular point 0, it starts from high, right? That means it is a cos signal. This one is a sine signal, correct? Again, the number of cycles what I have selected to drop, because we have to drop appropriately, properly, 1.25 cycles. Just look at this. 1.25 is a number over here. The meaning of that is it is basically a 1.25 cycles. Okay, 1 1/4 portion, because it is not 2 cycles, it is not 1 cycle. Similarly, sine signal is also 1.25 cycles. Now, what we do actually in the diagram, just look at this. In the diagram, what we do, we actually multiply this signal with a phi 1 of t, this signal with a phi 2 of t, right? So, I can show over here as, see, before that, what I'm doing actually is I'm multiplying a m1 of t with a cos signal, m2 of t with a sine signal. So, that is your, give me a moment. Yeah, so this component is multiplied with this is multiplied with this is multiplied with this initially. So what we get is, we actually get a PSK signal, right? So first simple multiplication of the two signals will give you the PSK, polar signal with a carrier. So this signal multiplied with this, it is 1 and means this. That means there is no change in the phase. Just look at this. Sorry, this one, m1 of t, this one. This is what I'll get. m1 of t multiplied with this. So m1 of t multiplied by cos 2 pi fct. What about the second one, m2 of t with this? If this is minus, the phase will change. See, this is negative half cycle, it will change to the positive half cycle, correct? If this is 0, phase changes. Just look at this, the phase changes. So this component is multiplied with this component. So here it is 1. That means 1 means no change of phase. If it is 0, when you multiply, the change of phase happens. It's a simple PSK, correct? Later, what I'm doing is I'm multiplying this component with cos 2 pi fct and this component with sin 2 pi fct. Again, just look at this. It's an amplitude modulated signal, that's all, right? So I get this component and this component. Okay. Now this is equivalent to your basis functions. Multiplying the basis function with the signal. So that will be the output of this product modulator. So this signal I will get here. This signal I will get in the output of this multiplier. Okay, then what we do, we add this signal with this signal, right? That means this signal and this should be added together. So it's very difficult to explain how to add, because phase and all we have to consider. So I have one easy method. What is that method is, just again consider a f1 and f2 now. Okay, f1 is having a frequency of 1.25, that is it's having a 1.25 cycles, and f2 is having one complete cycle. It's a low frequency carrier, this one is a high frequency carrier. Okay, now how to draw the signal? This signal is nothing but it is the summation of these two signals, that is output of the adder, this adder, MSK signal. So how to draw this waveform, I'll tell you. If this is 1, this is also 1, in that case you transmit F2. That means if both are having same polarity, transmit F2. If they are having a different polarity, say again here, they are having the same polarity, right? This one, sorry, this is having different polarity here. This odd sequence and even sequence is having different polarity, transmit F1. Here, this and this are having the same polarity, transmit F2. Here, they are having a different polarity, transmit F1. Here, they are having the same polarity, transmit F2. Like that, you can draw this output waveform directly referring to these two representations, odd sequence and even sequence. Now, I'll go back to this representation over here. This is S1 and phi 1 of t, that is the output of this product modulator. This is S2 and phi 2 of t, output of this product modulator. That means this signal and this signal I can say, right? This is may not be exactly matching, but this and this, that's what I'll get in the output of this. When I add these two together, I'll get this signal. That is equivalent of this. Okay, so this is waveform representation of the MSK. Okay, so this is the receiver block diagram of the MSK. This is the block diagram basically. These are all the table which I'm just using to explain the concept. This is a signal space diagram again. This is again I'm using just to explain how to demodulate and get back the original binary sequences. Okay. Now I have, this is again a correlator what I'm using, coherent demodulation technique. This is the input x of t. X of t is equal to again s of t plus you can say w of t, where w of t is additive by Gaussian noise. Equation all I have not shown over here. That is the input signal with additive by Gaussian noise. I'm using a correlator here, multiplier followed by a integrator. Just look at the limits, minus tb plus tb for phi 1 of t, 0 to 2 tb for phi 2 of t, right? It is indicated over that interval. I get a x1 or s1. Let us say in my case s1 I have taken, or x1 you can say, no problem. This is x2 equal to s2 equal to this. So s1 is equal to root e cos theta of 0. That's what I'll get. Fine. S2 is equal to minus, or x2 is equal to minus root tb sine of theta of tb. That's what I'll get in the bottom correlator. So this derivation I have done in my previous video. I have shown it. Fine. Now that x1 and s2 I'll get based on that. If it is above the threshold value of 0, I'll get the output which is more than, I get a plus v side or minus v side. That's what I'll get actually over here. But what is written over in this case is phase estimation of theta of 0, phase estimation of theta of tb. So how to make that phase estimation? So to understand that, you have to go with a signal space diagram. We have to look at the signal space diagram. Now, if this x1 is more than 0, x1 means x-axis, x2 means y-axis, phi 1 and phi 2. If x1 is more than 0, if x1 is more than 0, this theta of estimation of theta of 0, let's look at this, theta of 0 is always equal to 0, right? Just look at this. If x1 is more than 0 over here, more than 0, that means this particular portion, theta of 0 is always equal to 0. If x1 is less than 0, theta of 0 is always equal to pi. The value of that is either 0 or pi. Value of this component is either minus pi by 2 or plus pi by 2, correct? So if x1 is more than 0, it is 0. x1 is less than 0, it is always pi. So based on the value of that x1, the estimation can be done very easily. Either it is equal to 0 or pi. What about x2? If x2 is more than 0, just look at this. If x2 is more than 0, in this case, theta of tb is always equal to minus pi by 2. Just look at this. This one and this one. It is always minus pi by 2. If x2 is less than 0, negative values, theta of tb is pi by 2 and it is always plus pi by 2. So I can very easily make a phase estimation over here. And if this is more than 0, that is theta of 0 is more than 0 and theta of tb is also more than 0, that means this falls in this particular quadrant. That is symbol 0 can be estimated. So by using this particular logic circuit, based on the values here, if this is more than 0, if this is more than 0, that means, if it is more, it is pi by 2, this is 0, this is pi by 2, I can say that it is always equal to, the symbol equal to 1. So if this is more than 0, this is more than 0, 0 and minus pi by 2, it is basically 0 and minus pi by 2 is symbol 0. If this is less than pi and minus pi by 2, this is pi, this is minus pi by 2, we make an estimation in favor of symbol 1. So based on the values, we refer this signal space diagram, we can by using these circuits, we can very easily estimate the binary numbers. Fine. If this is pi and minus plus pi by 2, so this is pi by 2, again say a signal will be taken as 0. The symbol will be taken as 0. If this is 0, this is plus pi by 2, symbol will be decoded as 1. Okay. So this is what I have explained in this particular video. That is MSK transmitter, waveform representation, and the block diagram of and how to decode or demodulate the signal, MSK signal, by using a coherent detection method. Thank you for watching this video.